you ever heard of Ovilus and then imagine it gets stuck on some shit like that? So I sent it off to a couple different people and was like, have you ever heard this shit before? And they were like, well, maybe your batteries were going dead. Dude, that was probably 3 or 4 years ago, and our batteries have went dead from then and never did that again. I mean, it was like it was holding on. Like, I don't know if it was trying to yell. I don't know what it was, but it was just different, and we just decided to get up and leave. Until that point, it was actually telling us where it was located in there. Crazy, crazy place. And that, guys, I'm pretty sure is all the soldiers that were just either, they were just left there to die or whatever, you know?
Now, with that story, take with it with you will, you know, it could have been the batteries. It could have been totally different things, but it was just kind of a different situation for us.
You are being so politically correct today.
Well, yeah. I don't even know what to say.
I'm seriously like, now, we're not saying that it wasn't the batteries. We're not saying you're covered all your bases. You feel like somebody's going to get, what is going on?
I don't know. I think it's
I did not smoke that marijuana. I did not inhale. I feel like I'm on a political campaign somewhere with somebody.
I don't know. Like, I'm researching all this stuff, and I feel really, you know, like up in the...
Up in that roar.
Yeah.
What the hell? You gave me the chicken wing sign. What the hell?
I'm high class in it. Leave me alone. I want to feel a little uppity today, okay? Lord. Anyways, one fun fact about the, you know, back then in the Civil War that I think about.
Oh, hold on. Are you going to do your teaching segment?
No, this is something else.
Ah, well, when we going to get to that?
This is going to be how you get out of the Civil War. It's a little bit too late.
Lord. Oh,
it's going to be a little bit too late, but I finally got it out to you.
If a civil war ever breaks out, use these tips that Ashley's getting ready to tell you. It'll work every time. Trust me.
Yeah. Okay. Now, one of them is you can actually pay somebody to take your place.
Yeah, it was called a substitute. It was only up north, not in the south.
I think Lincoln did actually make a substitute for $500.
Yeah.
So different people actually did, like our presidents did go in it, but some of them substitute, and you could actually pay somebody to do it.
But could you imagine though? Like literally, I mean, say you have a family that's really poor, and this guy says, "Look, I'll give you $500." That could set your family up for a long damn time.
Yeah.
I would have done it, I think.
Or some people ran away to Canada. Some people went to Brazil, and some people went to Mexico. That's why you have certain cities named Americana or New Texas. It's because they took those names and went elsewhere and made their own little area.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I grew. Hey, let's ditch this one and start a new one.
You got to know when to cut your losses, man. Then also another way is they required you to have your front 4 teeth so you can bite the whatever ammo thing. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't have them, you didn't have to go.
The powder. I got what you're saying.
Yeah,
the powder.
I was trying to give you like a symbol.
I don't know what the hell you were doing. It looked like you were trying to put a dog muzzle on. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, the gunpowder.
Yeah. If they didn't have that, they didn't have to go. So they would actually pull their teeth out to go.
Give me a couple more years. I might work on a couple of these front ones.
Another one, my favorite one, I would use this. I would so... Anyways, okay, another one was... They couldn't shoot you if... they had a lot of diarrhea during that.
Actually, that's the number one killer. Yes,
that was
diarrhea.
Besides the gun wounds. It was diarrhea besides the gun wounds. So, it was actually so bad that they actually had a code that you couldn't shoot somebody if they were shitting. So, I would just walk around with my pants down my ankles all the time, being like... You know, oh no, not today. I got the diarrhea. And then, like,
I love to help you, fella, but I got a real bad one coming.
Yeah. It would be like, Private Connor, are you ready for sir? Oh, boys, I'd love to today, but I'm going to have to send this one out. I got the shit. So, Chef Boyardee over there done gave me some bad stuff. I would be sitting around watching people who had diarrhea, what they ate. I'd be licking it. I'd be eating it, too. I'd be like, got to take one for the team.
Good Lord.
Don't you worry, Mama's coming home.
Her plan would be to try to outlast everybody.
I just stand on the front line with my pants down, squatting. And I wouldn't have no damn teeth. I'd just be there, hold on, boy. How long? They'd be like, are you still, gosh, she's over here shitting, she got the diarrhea. I'd be like, well, how long you going to take? Oh, how long you think this war's going to last? Because I'm going to be sitting here for a while.
Or, you know, Ashley would come back with her damn britches done blew out the back because she probably did get a final case of diarrhea. No teeth in the front. They'd be like, Mama, yeah, that war really did you bad, didn't you? And you'd be like, yes, it did.
I'm here to tell the tale. Shit for days, no teeth.
Well, what I wanted to tell is one of the things that we did as we were like researching things. One of the things we found is I understand why there's so many hauntings now. I mean, first of all, there was one tale of this poor guy. It's a ghost story that they have, where they would just stack bodies up, guys. These bodies would just be stacked up. Sometimes they were mass graves. Sometimes these guys, where they fell is where they would stay. And sometimes it took them, they would just bury them on the battlefield if they did get buried. And sometimes it took them like a year. So you would still be walking around looking at these things. I mean, they went to bones. I think they were saying that sometimes when they came back through after the war was over, there were still bones and stuff and people would have to pick them up. It's ridiculous. But one of the horror stories is this poor guy, he went unconscious, I think, and they thought he was dead. So they put him in a pile of the dead. And he happened to be on the bottom. So what he did was he laid there and he hollered and he hollered and hollered for somebody to come help him. And by the time that somebody found him and pulled him out, he was too far gone and ended up dying. But the story is, there's a couple different stories. One is that he still to this day you can hear him moaning. It was inside of a barn. They say that the barn isn't there anymore, but they say that you could still hear him hollering for help. Another one that they say is that he is a vicious ghost now. He's very angry due to the fact that the Union soldiers came around. This was a Confederate soldier. The Union soldier came around and they were the ones that helped him and pulled him out. And then they gave him an honorable burial. Well, this got him very mad and angry as a spirit because he didn't want to be classified as the Union. So that's why they say he's vicious still to this day. But they say that you could still, outside of where that barn was, you could still hear him hollering for help, which is really sad. But if you think about it, if down here, Tennessee and Virginia were the largest battlefields. Most of the places, the battles took place here. Pretty much everywhere you go, that's why we have so many hauntings. And that's why me and Ashley are like, oh, let me guess. You got a Confederate soldier. Oh, let me guess. Somebody's waiting on him because it happened here. And then those guys would just, wherever they dropped, that was it. Or they had big piles of them. So there's a lot of them that haven't been, said, hey, this is a monument to them or this and that and the other. Some of them are still unfound, which is sad, so that's why, man, that's why we got a haunting down here. A haunting.
Some of the ways they were passed away is really like vicious. It's not just, oh, pew pew, he's gone.
Yeah.
Their bodies would get trampled by horses, by carts, and would just lay there forever. So that's like a really unhonorable way to get, his bodies is out there like mulch. But some other things that really stood out and I thought was really cool is actually, you know how old houses always have this really large doorways that kind of like, I'm like, oh, that's kind of nice. Ooh, it's so fancy or whatever. They used to think it was for the ladies' big dresses, but it was actually for people to carry the coffin in because the coffins, there was no such thing as like we go a funeral home now. Yeah, like you were saying, they would take it to their bedroom or they would take it to their living room and that's where it would sit until they could bury it. And where you, they put like flowers around it, that was actually to get rid of the smell back in the day. That's where that comes from.
I can believe it, man. Ooh, Lord.
Another thing is the surgeons never washed their hands after an operation because they thought all blood was the same.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. God of mercy. See, this is my deal. Is if I was in that line to get sauced and tossed or whatever, if I saw a funky looking man in front of me, I try to get my gimpy ass self to behind somebody else or maybe in front of him. I don't want to get what he's got already.
I want him to come off lunch or something. At least I'd have like ketchup instead of like some fungus.
God of mercy. I know, man. That would be ridiculous. But they said that 2/3 of the people actually in the war died of like a viral bacteria and things like that. Or, the diarrheas. That's horrible to think that.
They wouldn't do their hands. They probably wouldn't do any of the utensils or anything.
So yeah, man, you were lucky to survive.
Standing like it would work on y'all at the same time.
I know, just line them up. Take one of them big saws they use on them trees, them bands, just get it on one. I mean, that's what it seemed like.
A chainsaw back in the day.
No, they had them big old, yeah. Well, I thought that was real. I mean, it didn't hit me until we did this research and realized, holy crap, everywhere we go, in Virginia and Tennessee and a lot in the South, it's covered by Confederate soldiers, probably bones somewhere underneath here. So that's the respect that we want to give to them also, is just tell them that story out there also. So Ashley, you want to tell them about the tips on how to get you want to teach them now?
I do, but one tip that I thought was really nifty and really, I don't know, it kind of stood out to me. Is the uniform, the Union uniform was blue, and the Confederate uniform was gray. But because the clothes were scarce during the war, it was common for soldiers to wear enemy colors and mistakenly be fired upon by their own men. So if you're talking to a ghost that you think is a Confederate, it could be a Union, or a Union could have been a Confederate.
I don't think that would be right.
I guess afterwards they would wear their bright colors. Or
no, I'm just saying the only way that I would see that somebody as ornery as some people today are still about the sides and things like that, I don't see, unless you were a traitor, you'd put on somebody else's colors. I just don't see it happening. They both had too strong, it was a whole civil war. They are very strong on those parts. So if they took those colors off, I believe it was because they were a traitor.
I don't know.
That's what I believe. But that's just my opinion. I know that it's the way that
the internet, man. You dissing the internet.
I am. You're a gospel of a source. Now, we are going to take you to the best part of the show, and that is Ashley's going to teach us. Ooh. Ashley, what you going to teach us today?
Today, you're going to learn of some things, some informational points that you can take on your next investigation of the Civil War.
Like trigger objects.
Yeah.
Trigger.
Or ask them about it. Is the top 10 staples for average Civil War soldier. And it's ranked by the amount consumed. Is water, bread, or hardtack, salt pork, corn, beans, fresh meat, which is horses, mules, ox, dogs, and rats.
Oh, Lord, I ain't eating no rat today.
Coffee, peas, salt beef, and fruit. That would be the top 10. Top 10 weapons of war, ranked according to the volume available to soldiers in the North and South. Number 1 is rifled firearms, bayonets, swords, pistols, smooth-bore muskets, breech-loading carbines. Damn it, I don't know what the hell that is, but I'm sure you will. Grenades, artillery, pikes and lances, mines, and AKA torpedoes.
How the hell they get AKA torpedoes back in the...
Also known as torpedoes, man. Not an AKA.
That's what you said.
Well, I got carried away. It's mine or torpedo.
AKA, that means also known as.
That's what I just said to you.
Anyway, for all y'all people, when she was talking about the foods and stuff like that, hardtack is like a cracker. It's like a cracker.
Yeah,
but
it's a suppressed one.
The really cool thing is I'm going to share a story with you about Major Graham's mansion after this, having to do with talking about the uniforms and the food and stuff. Y'all are going to enjoy it. Hit it, Ashley. Tell them what else they can provoke with positively.
If you're in like a hospital type setting, because a lot of them did set up their hospitals, and that's pretty much what Gordonsville is. They have a section for that.
It's like if it was an inn, they turned that shit into a hospital. Yeah. And sometimes they just went into people's houses and did it.
The top 10 medicines and tools during the Civil War is mercury, alcohol, whiskey, brandy, or wine. Plants,
some brandy. That's nice.
Plants, herbs, oils, barks, bandages, scalpel, suture thread like silk, catgut, cotton thread,
what the hell?
Horsehair.
I don't want no catguts on my stuff.
They used to make catguts for banjo strings too.
Oh Lord.
Also condoms from sheep intestines.
Now I knew about that. That was back in the Viking days, man.
Probes such as skewers, hooks, tweezers, all the major sources of infections like scalpels, tourniquet, bone saw,
tourniquet,
whatever, anesthetics, ether, or chloroform. And here's some nice little songs you might want to download on the way. I Wish I Was
nice.
in Dixieland, or Dixie. John Brown's Body, Battle Hymn of the Republic, Home Sweet Home, the Battle Cry.
Alabama?
Yeah, that one.
Home Sweet Home Alabama.
I
tapped my toe to that. I do.
The Battle Cry of Freedom, Rally Round the Flag, Bonnie Blue Flag, We Are the Band of Brothers.
By Dirk Bentley, people.
It is Band of Brothers.
Yeah, it is.
We've been listening to this for years. Maryland, My Maryland, Lorena, We're Coming, Father Abraham, Tenting on the old campground. All quiet along the Potomac tonight. Potomac. No, it's like
Potomac.
Poto. Whatever. You got it.
It's a river, people.
Yeah, and the top, I'm going to give you the top 5 commanding generals was